Well, hello everybody. My name is Sarah and I enjoy the esoteric arts. Anyways, today I'm going to try a different approach to my tarot readings because I'm just trying out, different things. And by the way, I have a cold, so I'm sorry if that's annoying. So let's get started here. What I'm gonna do here is I'm going to do what I call a snapshot of each sign. So I'm gonna spend about 2 to 3 minutes talking about each sign to just to give it a condense it and give a clear and concise message where I can just quickly intuitively do it. I mean, I'm a quick thinker when I have less time, and then it comes out more correct, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to start with Aries. Now, this is what I'm going to pick. This right here, this deck, it's called the Black Moon deck, and I'm going to pick one card as to indicate the general issue. And by the way, these readings are for, I would say, until the middle of May. I mean, readings are timeless. It's like, if you're meant to see the video, I guess you'll see it. So anyways, for Aries, I'm going to pick. Okay. Alright, and then I'm going to pick out of the Arthur Waite deck, I'm going to pick 3 cards. It's going to represent the situation, the outcome, and the present situation. Not in that order, but yeah. Okay. Interesting. So, for Aries, we have Mercury retrograde. The reason why I'm laughing is because it is Mercury retrograde right now. And you hear how I'm stumbling over my words. It's so weird. Guys, this is real deal. It's the real deal. So, anyways, this tells me that Aries, you may have an issue with, obviously, communication this month, or excuse me, this time period. And with the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands and the Hierophant, So the Knight of Swords is often rushing in quickly, okay? So it's like, boom, I have a message to deliver and I'm going to actually do it. Whereas a page would just give the message and just stand there like, oh, okay. Now the Knight of Swords takes care of business. Now this is the mind. So this tells me that, yeah, even with the Mercury retrograde, you're still going to take action and communicate something because there is an issue with a commitment that is somehow troubling you, meaning that maybe you don't feel valued. The King of Wands in reverse. The King of Wands is like, obviously very fiery. Aries, you are the fire sign. And this indicates to me that there is some swift communication that you need to make within a commitment. Or also you may need to take a look at your morals and whether or not you want to continue to be possibly taken advantage of or just not appreciated. Right, that is for Aries. Now we're going to move on to Taurus, which the Sun is currently in Taurus, and Mercury is, like I said, in See, I can't even talk. Mercury retrograde. Slow down, girl. Slow down. All right. I usually just give it a couple shuffles. Yeah. For Taurus. Okay. Now, 3 cards from this deck. Yeah, anyways, I mean, with a Taurus retrograde, Mercury in Taurus itself, it's pretty, it's about communicating your values, communicating what your worth is, really being an advocate for yourself. Also, it's going to be very monetarily or materialistic, meaning that you're going to be thinking a lot about possibly money and or, just a committed relationship, just something along those lines. Anyways. Okay. So the main issue we have here is the 7th house. And like I said, just committed relationships. Here, it's not just about marriage. It's about business partners. It's about shared, maybe monetarily. So the seventh house represents like legalities. When you get married, you do share money. So there may be an issue with that, with a partnership. There may be arguments over money, possibly, just something having to do with shared money. The Hangman. So you're getting a different perspective on. So we have a Hangman. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Star. Okay, so the Ten of Swords often represents like betrayal or something like, being obviously stabbed in the back. Look at this guy, man. So tens represent completion, and this is the completion of the mind, being the swords. And I believe this has to do with Gemini. So this is a person who is very, indecisive. They're on both sides of the fence. They're trying to get a new perspective on their relationship. They may be even considering, and I hate to say it, possibly separating or maybe divorce or something like that, so they can go out and be themselves, to be this Aquarian figure, to finally be maybe free. So my point is, as a Taurus, you want to be set free from something. It might not necessarily be a marriage. It could be a long-term friendship. It could be a long-term, money problems if you're going through a court situation or something like that, having to do with money. You need to maybe possibly look at why money was so important in this relationship to begin with, and is it what destroyed the relationship, if it was destroyed. This could be a heads up if, obviously I don't want anyone to get divorces or have a destroyed relationship. Okay, next we have Gemini. Good old Gemini. So so the sun's going to be coming up in Gemini, guys. And what does that mean? Well, there's going to, like I said, there's a strong focus for everybody on communicating clearly. Because, especially with Neptune in Pisces and all that kind of stuff. Things have just been very unclear. No one knows what's going on, especially like in the media. No one knows what's true anymore. So this is about being honest. Because when you're dishonest, you're just holding yourself back. You're keeping people in the dark. And nothing is proceeding forward. People are living under false illusions. Anyways, so. Okay. Okay. Got some Virgo up in here. Wow. Gemini, you're very focused on your money and community, and possibly collaborating with someone, because we have 2 3s. Sorry. First of all, we have Virgo. And Virgo is also ruled by Mercury, just like Gemini is. They're both signs of the mind. But in this realm, I believe that Geminis, you need to possibly focus more on your health. And also, and what I mean by that is that sometimes you guys have the tendency to put off your health. You're thinking so much, you have so much going on, you're a busy person, and just like a lot of people, you may neglect things. But I would, just make sure that if you're a smoker, or, if you're breathing in a lot of pollen or dust, try to keep your lungs clear. You know what I'm saying? To try to just focus on your breathing more, things of that nature. So we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, this is someone stepping up to the plate and saying, yeah, I'm going to take control. And I hate to say that Pentacles are always about money and materialism. They have to do with also how do you value yourself, and money, value. So you are going to be taking back your power. I believe there has been a period of time in your life where you have been feeling like you've been taking a back seat to people. Now, you're over here saying, look, no, I'm going to start, looking forward. I'm going to be waiting for not waiting for my ships to come in, but to look at them and then make a strategy, analyzing with Virgo, to obtain whatever it is I want. And you can collaborate with people, but also remember that obviously can't depend on everybody. So you just want to make sure that if you do go into a collaboration with somebody in the realm of possibly a business or creating something or something like that, that you just be careful that the communication is there. But you also want to be a little, I mean, it's good to be logical and everything like that, Gemini. However, sometimes you just want to throw in that a little bit of emotion so people do think that you're human. Alright, moving on. We have Cancer. Cancer. Woohoo. Okay, I believe Mars is currently in Cancer. Yeah. So there's a lot of emotions running high for everybody here with Mars in Cancer, and so this might make you quite more, a bit more aggressive than usual, taking more charge, and possibly, like I said, being a little more emotional, you know, but in a more forward way, where there's direction and it's not just all scattered. Alright. Okay. And... ooh. Hello. Okay. Wow, that's weird. I shuffled the deck really well. But Cancer, you also have the Virgo, I analyze. So, like I said, it's going to have to be a head over heart situation here. When it comes to making a decision, okay, once again, it's odd. We have the Hangman, and we have the Three of Wands, which I have just pulled for, I think it was just the previous sign, yeah. So the Hangman is Pisces energy, Neptune. You have been very confused lately about an individual who may have deceived you. However, this person may come forward and tell what I would consider like the truth, or maybe admit something to you that would give you a whole new perspective about how you should proceed. Maybe not just in a relationship, but it's like you learned a lesson. Maybe someone screwed you over, you got really emotional about it, and now you're like, no. It's time to use this. And not shut this off. Don't close your heart off, okay? Because Cancers can do that. But keep it open. Keep an open mind. Once again, we have the Three of Wands. This guy is waiting. He's looking around. And he's, like, making choices. The threes all often indicate, you know, a number of choices. Options. So, with the Wands, this is going to be fiery. This is the sign of life. So, it's about rediscovering yourself, Cancer. And I guess you could say forgive. Try to have compassion. The Hangman. Try to look at it from the other person's point of view. Say, oh yeah, I know they screwed me over. Don't make excuses for them. But say, I understand why. But I'm not going to proceed. I mean, it's nice to understand, but you have to kind of know when to walk away for the benefit of your own sanity. Okay, next we have Leo. The reason why I say it all uppity is because I happen to have a Leo rising and moon, which is interesting because the moon is currently in Leo right now as I speak at 7 degrees. And usually when that happens, I tend to, like, you know, make videos and get all entertainment and just, you know, just, yeah, 5th house stuff. Leo stuff. Whatever that means. Okay. So, dear old Leo, what do we have for you, my friend? And? Interesting. Okay. The North Node. Life's purpose. So, yes, a lot of Leos are trying to discover, hey, you're thinking, I'm pretty cool. I'm working on myself. I believe now that I could use some of my experience from the dark times, 5 of cups that I've been going through to help others. To help others come, to find their life's purpose, to find where they belong, community. Some of you are very lost and confused. And you're thinking to yourself, I'm waiting here. 8 of Pentacles. And when is this going to happen? Well, I'll tell you when it happens. It's going to happen when you start using this, the King of Swords. This guy doesn't mess around. See, as I said, swords are associated with the intellect. So you're going to say, See, yeah, I am in grief. I am in mourning. There's something that has happened to me that has caused me to feel all the, remorse. And look at this guy, man. He looks so forlorn. And he looks lonely. You may feel lonely right now. You may feel like there's no one in your corner. But that's not true, okay? Because the North Node has to do with attraction. And what kind of people are you going to attract? And it's based on, the law of attraction. What you have is what you're going to get. So if you have self-worth and you feel that, yeah, I've done some of the footwork to work on myself and really get inside of there in my mind and trying to figure out why it is I do what I do, well, whatever. You can turn around and use that gift, that insight, and, possibly help others. Like I said, get through rough times. You're using your logical mind as opposed to, your heart space. And you're using, almost like Chiron, your wounds, emotionally wounded, to help others that are possibly emotionally wounded as well. And what I'm saying, this is going to possibly bring in, like I said, the 8 of Pentacles is about, like, waiting. You see this guy has, planted the seeds and stuff. Now he's just waiting for them to bloom. 8s have to do with, I think cycles and stuff like that as well. So you ended one thing, and you're going to begin another. I know it sounds very vague, but since there's a cup involved here, and a person, King of Swords, a male, a masculine person, it's possible that you had to cut out a masculine energy in your life so that you can watch these seeds grow, because you were too busy watching this other person, caring about this other person. And now you are using your brain. You're saying, look, I got other things to do. You had your chance. Sorry. Next, we have Virgo. Virgo! This video is probably going to be long and you're going to tune out or whatever, but you can skip ahead and stuff and look for your sign or, things of that nature. Like I said, this is like just some kind of, I'm just trying to do all signs in one video and keep it short and simple and not drag it out for 20 minutes, So, let's go. Yeah. I feel that. And this is actually a good time for you, Virgo, in the realm of communication. Usually, sometimes Virgos aren't very good at communicating. They have a propensity to, sometimes you're such a perfectionist that you always think that you're doing something wrong. You feel insecure sometimes. I guess that's the word. Yeah. Next. Interesting. Wow. What is going on here? I literally pulled the King of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles in the same order for them. I'm shuffling, guys. This is weird. Okay, we have the part of fortune. Wow. This is good. Now, this is what they would refer to as a part of fortune. It's Arabic lat, or whatever. It's another part of, like, astrology that is very interesting. I don't know how to explain it right now. But the part of fortune is usually, obviously, fortune, but it's where in your life do you manifest. See, fortune doesn't just come to you. You either have to earn it or, I don't know how to explain this. So, here, we have the High Priestess. Use the intuition. That's what I was trying to get at. Try to let your inner brain guide you instead of, being the logical Virgo you are all the time, try to open up your, I guess you could say, third eye, which is pineal gland. I don't pronounce anything today. So the King of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles, just like we had in the last reading for Leo. But in this realm, it's going to be more about Virgo. You're very, what's the word? Focused on gaining something, whether it be respect at work, whether it be just for gaining acceptance for your ideas. You have a lot of ideas, especially around in this time period that we're talking about, and you've been waiting for the right time to say this, and this was on time. The timing, it's all about timing here, and like using your intuition to guide you when to pop out of the woodwork, when to communicate these ideas, so that you can, get this part of fortune. This is all linked to just like I said, using your intuition as an inner guide, but at the same time, here's the King of Swords. Knowing when to stop. Knowing when to cut out certain things. What I mean by that is when you're communicating, you don't want them to come off as like this hard, cold person that means business, and this usually has to do, this is like an authority figure, usually like a law figure, a teacher, something like that. You don't, and I'm not trying to come off like a jerk here, but when you communicate with people, you want to make sure that you don't come off as like this know-it-all and this person who is, not open to new ideas. You want to remain open. High Priestess, you want to be able to look at things from the realm of more emotional, not emotional. What I'm saying is to try to understand people, the compassion, things of that nature, and not, have the propensity to maybe judge or look down on them. And I'm not saying you do that, but yeah, you never know. Okay, Libra. Libra. Okay, so Libras. Very interesting. Very interesting people. Why? Okay, so what I like about Libras, and I'm just talking while I'm shuffling, is their ability to be a keen observer of people. They're very good at watching people. And when they do find, you gotta be careful of Libra, so they're so charming that they can come in by observing you, and they're like, hey, they know exactly what you want in the realm of attraction, and they know how to make it happen. So, here we go, our charming Libras. What do we have for the following upcoming couple of weeks into May and, nice. Okay. 7th house. Wow. See, Libra, you rule the 7th house. So once again, here, we're going to have a focus on relationships. We're going to have a focus on, business dealings, money, even our close friend, a best friend. These are our intimate relationships, face-to-face relationships, not like, over the phone or something like that. This is an intimate thing. Okay. So once again, we have the 9 of Pentacles, we have the 2 of Pentacles, and we have the 10 of Cups. Wow. See, the 10 of Cups is like the ultimate happiness of family and love. See, these people are, looking happy, and little children in the background, and yeah, happily ever after. However, some of you may be thinking, juggling in your mind, juggling the sky, but this is a pentacle, so this is, to me, it looks like since we have pentacles in here and we have the 7th house, this seems like another money, financial thing going on here. And I see that if you have been struggling financially, 9 of Pentacles is all about, being independent, getting that money. If you've been, see, Libras have a tendency to be codependent in a way, you know? And so maybe at this time you want to try to kind of separate your, not separate, like leave your partner, but kind of give each other space so that you guys can come to your own conclusion, you know, about what you want to do. Not always say, oh, so what do you want for dinner? I don't know, what do you want? Whatever you want. Oh, it's okay, you can pick it. And it's like, what? I mean, Libras can be a little indecisive. So here, if you take the time to get into your own power and not always depend on your partner so much, then you can reach that ultimate happiness with your partner. You just have to kind of like detach yourself a little bit from them, if that makes sense. Just try not to depend so much on their decisions. You know, just try to be, I guess you could say, if you're in a relationship, if you are, I mean, but if you're not in a relationship, I'm just saying, because I was thinking about the 7th house of partnerships, you may be considering getting into one. That's what I'm saying. You have this juggling act, and 9 of Pentacles usually has to do with being, you know, possibly being a single individual. If you are in a relationship, I'm not saying to act single or go out and cheat on your partner. No, just be a little more, like I said, independent and believe in yourself more. Have enough self-worth and confidence to know that you can do things without other people, even if you're in a marriage and stuff like that. Okay, next we have Scorpio. And yes, you are chosen. You really are. I mean, Scorpios are natural psychiatrists, psychologists, whatever you want to say. They're an upgrade from Libra. So Libra observes people. Scorpio actually, you know, does something about it. Or, you know, that's why they take the observations that are logical in nature, being Libra being an intellectual sign, and they emotionally compartmentalize them. I don't know what words I'm using here. They just take it and they use it to, you know, obviously solve problems. Wow. Okay, Scorpio. It's the 2nd house. 2nd house has to do, now, once again, there's a lot of money things going on here. But, like I said, Earth and Pentacles, they're pretty much the same. It has to do with your body. It has to do with how you value yourself. You know, worth. Money is not just about the worth of money. And it's also about how do you go about doing that. 2nd house. Now, Scorpio, I feel that we recently have experienced a loss in some regard. It being the Cups here. The Queen of Cups also. And we have the Justice card. I don't know why I'm getting lawsuits or court cases. The only reason why is because 2nd house usually has to do with, like, I've noticed, like, so it has to do with money, obviously. When we're talking about Scorpio, we're talking about also the 8th house. They rule over the 8th house. So the 8th house is polar opposite of the 2nd. And the 2nd has to do with what do I own, personally. And the 8th house has to do with what do other people own. So if you're married, it's going to be the 8th house is their finances and the 2nd house is yours. And it also has to do with talents. What talents, what things that you are innately good at doing can you use to overcome a possible emotional situation? And I don't want to keep on saying relationships. It could be with a mother figure, actually. I'm getting a lot of messages for this, for some reason. 2nd house and the 8th house, once again, Scorpio, the 8th house also has to do with, like, emotional support. The people that you rely on for resources, not just money. So right now, I mean, usually you don't want to expose yourself. You don't want to expose your emotions, but you're going through a rough time right now somehow, or in the past, where you had to walk away um, from something that you really didn't want to because. But you have to ask yourself, why did you walk away? Was it because you felt that there was no equal take and give in some type of situation? And I don't know why I'm getting this, but like, I don't know. I'm just jumping out. You got a lot of love here. You got the Queen of Cups. But the Justice card says, wait a minute. Let's see if this is really worth it. And let's see if you could get by without somebody else. Would you be capable of possibly not, if you're in a relationship with someone and you're depending on them financially? See, with this Justice card, like I said, I see some type of legal situation. Maybe, I don't know, this may not apply to everybody. Obviously, I'm doing quick readings here. But like I said, the main thing you want to really focus on this upcoming is discovering what your gifts are and how can you apply them, like talents. So just for instance, on the second house of my chart, I have Virgo. So my talent would be maybe communicating with people, being a writer, things of that nature. So Scorpio, what are your talents? And since you had to walk away from something, what can you bring into the future, depending on your own idea of yourself and not what other people think about you? The Queen of Cups is somebody who is highly emotional, nurturing, loving, but there's going to be some type of karmic retribution here, and then it's going to come down to you finally understanding, wait a minute, if I was all alone, who would I be? What would I be worth? And it's interesting I keep on talking about worth, and it just came to my mind, obviously, with all this Taurus activity going on currently. You know what I mean? It's just like, it is about, like, and Venus is attraction. What do you like in your life? Venus rules over Taurus. Try to reconnect with yourself and discover what you truly are attracted to, what truly makes you happy. And that's just a message for all when it comes to Taurus. Okay, now we're going to do Sagittarius. Woo! Why am I excited? Because I'm a Sagittarius. I have like this whole thing going on. Like, never mind, I'm talking about myself too much. Leo. Stop, Leo. Wow. Okay. So, just to let you know, I did pull the Venus card for Sagittarius. And this is love. However, it's in reverse. So right now, you may be experiencing issues with your love life, or you may be feeling less than or unattractive, or you may not think that you're even worth anything right now. You may be going through this dark place in your life. And it may be based on, or, because of a relationship. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords. We have the Five, again, of Pentacles. And we have the Two of Cups. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, so Two Cups usually has to do with love. Any cups have to do with loving and caring and nurturing. It doesn't always have to be a romantic partner. So here we see two people coming to an agreement, and there's balance. Now in the past there may not have been balance. There may have been mind games. There may have you may have felt abandoned or used to the point where you were completely stripped of. See, look at these people. They look like they're wandering around in vagrants. Maybe they lost everything. Fives have to do with strife, They, sometimes loss as well, like the Five of Cups. So here, this is usually what they call the out in the cold card, like left behind, abandoned. You feel like in love that you're being ignored, or that you were being taken advantage of, or possibly being used for financial purposes. There may be a bunch of mind games where the person is with communication. They're coming in and out of the woodwork. They'll text you and say some kind of weird, out of the ordinary thing where you're like, what the? You ask them a simple question like, hey, so what do you think about this? And then they text like 5 hours later, and that makes you feel like, oh, they don't even care about me. Look, they see my message and they're ignoring it. They, blah, blah, blah. I'm done with this person. I'm just ready to cut them out. I'm walking away. And I don't want to be cold anymore. I don't want to be out in the cold. I want to be warm and loved. And I want balance in the relationship. I don't want all this childish mind games and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So right now, there's a time in your life that you may be just saying, I'm going to discover my own self-love. I don't want to look for love outside of myself anymore. I need to find out, really, how do I feel inside of myself? How can I keep myself out of the cold? In your own brain, not being depressed, not being sad about whatever may have failed or come to a close here. Based pretty much on miscommunication. The other person wants to be right. They think that they're right. They don't want to change their mind. That they're not looking at your side of the perspective. So you're just like, goodbye. Okay, we're gonna look at Capricorn now. Capricorn, another Earth sign. So the sun's going to be making trines to your sun soon, or if it already has. And right now, Capricorn, you may be feeling a surge of power after being in a gloomy state for some time now. Capricorns are prone to pessimism, only because they have such a serious head on their shoulders, and life to them is not a game, They're like, we gotta take care of business. But lately, maybe you felt like you weren't doing enough. And now you feel like you're catching up and that you're regaining your power in whatever shape or form. And, wow, Aries, which is a powerful fire sign. So, like I said, Capricorn, you're getting on the ball now. You're taking care of business. If you're taking initiative, if you were feeling stuck or restricted in some way, now you're like, not today. I got stuff to do. Nice. Looking good. Okay. So we have Major Arcana card, the World. And this is always about, like, okay, so this is about cycles. That's what they always say, the card of cycles. But it's also a card of completion. And then we have the Two of Pentacles here, which I said is making another decision card. Like, what kind of decision? Now, this is Pentacles, so there may have been something financially in your mind. You're worried about finances. We have the Four of Swords here, and you have to put your mind at rest. Stop thinking so much. Try to put faith. Trust that, everything is going to work out for you if you take initiative. And here, Aries also is a card of confidence, is a card of, a pioneer, someone going out and just starting something new. If, like I said, if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling like, I don't know what to do, what is my purpose? And if you're thinking about money, and if you're thinking about how to make it, and if you're looking for a job right now, I would say to, kind of wait it out, put your mind at ease, so that when you do come out to, roaring out and taking care of business and say, yeah, wow, you will be confident. You will know, because you'll be getting a strategy in your mind, and you'll finally make a decision about which pentacle to choose. Meaning, if there's two decisions between a job, two decisions between, decision between And I don't see anything about partnership here, really. This is more about action and in your own confidence and things of that nature. Okay, Aquarius. Oh man, Aquarius is one of my favorite signs. They've marched to the beat of a different drum. And Pluto just entered Aquarius, I think, right? I think it did. I gotta get on a ball here, folks. I'm also an astrologer, so I usually know the transits like the back of my hand, but you know, I've been going through a dark place myself lately, and I honestly didn't study astrology or anything for a year, but I'll stop rambling. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Okay, the theme? What's going on here? The 11th house. Aquarius, you rule over the 11th house. So, this is very at home for you. I keep on pulling the Two of Pentacles. What the? There's a lot of people out there, you know, these days that are really, you know, wondering, what's going to make me happy? Should I work a job that I maybe am not getting paid enough, or should I do something that I love, that I'm good at, something possibly like if you're thinking about opening your own business or something like that. And I'm talking about anyone, but specifically to Aquarius as well, because the 11th house it has to do with friends, but also connections, groups, going out there, getting outside of yourself, stepping outside of your mind, being your true self. This is the Ace of Swords has to do with the mind, and this is about getting a new way of thinking, to be more, to cut through the veil. This is like a truth card. Like, come on, man. Let's not mince words here. This is a new beginning, a new clean slate. Let's make sure we're all on the same page. 11th house people. And then here we have the 7 of Wands. Now, if you feel that you have to fight lately to be yourself, you know what I mean? You may have been in a group of people where you felt like you could not be yourself. That you're around all these individuals that kind of restrict you in some way or make you question yourself. When usually Aquariuses are snap. You know, they do things off the rip, ad-lib. They're impulsive in the realm of the mind. You know what I'm saying? That's why they can be quote-unquote geniuses. Meaning that they're just original people. Aquarius, you're an original, eccentric, you know, like I said, dance to the beat of your own drum. And yesterday I was reading a book about Saturn, and one of Saturn's moons is Phoebe. And Phoebe, it's said in there, because of its erratic orbit, it does like kind of quote-unquote dance to the beat of its own drum. And the first thing I thought of Phoebe is I think of, you know, the character from Friends. And Lisa Kudrow, I think. I don't know. Anyways, she's weird. You guys know that. And so, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you guys are weird. I'm just saying you're you're different. And you want to be able to express that. You don't want to have to fight anymore to, you know, to air your thoughts and to talk to people. And then you're around people now, maybe, possibly, where they look at your ideas and they discard them and they just kind of look at you like, ah, whatever, you're crazy, or that would never work. And what I'm saying is they're kind of like giving you this negative energy that you felt like I said, your creativity has been stunted in a way, your passion. So you gotta go out and find your passion and do some connection. You know, if you've been feeling like isolated or alone or things of that nature, that's what I'm saying. Step outside your comfort zone, which Aquariuses are good at doing anyways, and really try to focus in on other people this month and just being the altruistic individual that you are. Okay, and finally we have Pisces. Oh my god, I can't see it, so I don't know how long this video is. Wait a minute. Am I still recording? That would suck. That, you know, that always happens to me, honestly. Especially with the Mercury retrograde. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't record this video at all. Doesn't look like I did. Let me check it out. Oh, I guess I did. Okay, Pisces. I just felt drawn to that card. And, So, Pisces right now, you may also be feeling highly emotional. You are a water sign, but with Mars and Cancer, it's going to be making, if you have, your placements, it's going to be making trines, which are what is an aspect in astrology, which is what they call an easy aspect, meaning that things flow freely. That could be good or that could be bad. So just kind of watch your emotions this month. And if you do feel emotional or sad, or you want to escape or whatever, possibly try not to get too involved in using drugs or alcohol or something that's going to stunt your emotional growth. Because all you're doing is running away from the problem. It's not going to disappear. Okay. The third house, and it's the house of communication. And then we have the Page of Cups, water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, the Ten of Wands, and the Sun. Okay, so lately there's been a burden. It's been a burden that has been possibly and you don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Even though you have a message, you want to deliver a message of hope, and you're waiting. There is probably a person coming into your life that will bring in something that you are lacking. Now, even look, I believe he's got a fish in that cup. So think about it. The fish is popping out of the cup. If you've been holding something in, this is the best time to unload, to talk to someone, to get it out, so you can have this true happiness and be illuminated. Something will be illuminated, whether it be, like I said, a message that makes you feel, well, let's say you're really upset and you call your mom and she has this message, just advice possibly, and it just takes a big burden, just unloading, just talking to that person, give you a feeling of hope, a feeling of a new beginning. Something like, okay, I don't feel so alone now. I'm in the sunlight. I'm not in the darkness. I'm not feeling loaded down with someone else's problems or something like that. And I am able to take whatever creative energy that I have collected. And Pisces, you are the chameleon of the zodiac. You can take on this pretty much any signs, qualities if you want. This is Pisces are really good at making impressions, or doing impressions of people, or mimicking. I can't talk. Mimicking people, and possibly even mocking them. And you want to avoid that. Yeah. And if somebody starts mocking you, walk away. Because, you just don't need that right now. And no one does. There's too much going on in the world. Alright then. So I have gone through every sign. This is a long video. If you've made it through the video, wow. I feel like special. But I'm sure most people, doesn't matter. I'm glad you tuned in today with me. And, yeah. Let's say, tell me if these messages resonated. If this is a good format. For me to just use once in a while. Yeah. Just give me your comments and feedback below, and that would be deeply, greatly appreciated. Alright, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody who has joined me today, and yeah, I'll see you later.